Yeah, he ended up saying like, yeah, I think it's too expensive. And at the time, I was so convinced on it. We hadn't thrown any events. I was like, dude, I will literally front all of the money for the cost of the show. Like, just do it, send the offer. Like, thing posted a video being like, oh, POV, it's festival season in Toronto. And it was like, just me and my brother, I was just playing like some crowd pleaser sing along where it was like Sweet Dreams, basically, like some acid techno version of that. And yeah, that video, like a lot of people, there were a ton of views on that video and a lot of engagement. And we just found it's like, I love the subway shit you guys did last night. I was like, bro, we're doing it again tonight. You should come spin with us, bro. Like, let's go. So he was like all on board. But like when Pedro comes, Pedro's got like a posse, bro. So like the second day when he did it, it was like jam packed right around us because like there's a bunch of people that just came on right with us. But it was really cool having him spin because like he spun Veld the day before and then he was spinning on the train with us, going to department to spin another set. So it's like the guy was doing the trifecta of like just spinning all the way. So that was pretty cool the second day. You hear the bing bong and the doors start to close and then we're like, all right, we're setting up because once your train's going, nobody's stopping you. The first day I actually thought it was nice because what I did is I set up in front of the doors, which a lot of people like. The second day I remember Pedro was telling me, he was like, man, I don't want to set up in front of the doors and block people, like let's set up in the handicap space. Like,
saying that back now.
Okay, my bad. Saying that back, I did not know that it would sound like that. But
all right, welcome back to Back in Body Hurts podcast, where we talk about all things EDM. I'm your host Benny, and I'm joined here with Ekern.
Hey.
We have Devin and
Erol.
And Erol. They run System Toronto, and they've been around for a year, a little bit more.
Yeah, since last April, right? You guys thought about it, the idea.
So I met Devin at Fatima Haji. That show was unreal, and
dude,
ever since then we've been keeping in touch, and
yeah, for real. I remember at the Fatima Haji show, I saw Betty is just, I love to go to this one area, Coda, where it's just, you can walk right to the side and you walk right to the front. Erol knows my favorite spot at Coda. And I remember I went right there and then Benny was right at the front. And you just kept like, you were going nuts. And I remember you kept turning around to me and be like, man, are you seeing this? And I was like, bro, you're like, yeah, this is nuts. And I remember you were doing that for like the whole set.
Yeah.
And especially because Fatima has like good technical skills. She's always like messing with them.
Do you think Fatima Haji is the best hard techno show has ever done in Toronto?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like maybe we're biased because we were part of that show, but like, yeah, my favorite hard techno show that in the city has been like the Holy Priest at the concert hall. Man, like I loved that show. Like the energy there was nuts.
I actually almost did not go to that show.
Oh, I remember when Benny showed up to that show. I was like, hey, the Fatima guy.
I did not expect to see you there.
Yeah, I was manning the doors the whole time before that. We were grinding.
Yeah, we were. There was that line was crazy. Like that was my first time doing ticketing, and like the traffic was just crazy. It was just nonstop for like hours and hours. Just chaos.
Oh my God.
Are you guys like associated with like the bouncers in front, or they are just a separate entity?
So those guys are all like basically union, I think, with the concert hall. And that's the only problem with like, I actually love the concert hall. And when we first did the Holy Priest thing, I was like, man, maybe we could make this like almost like a bigger coda, kind of like it's like much bigger. It's 2 levels like for bigger tier artists. But the only problem I find with that is like, yeah, just the security kind of slows down like the line a lot. And like, I just feel bad when we like doing shows there and people are waiting outside for a really long time, especially when it's an artist they want to see and they paid just as much money for the ticket. So like, I feel like that would be a dope venue if I could just get the security to move like a bit faster there.
I think one problem with that venue is the bathrooms as well.
Yeah, that's fair, the bathrooms, but I will say, nobody gives a fuck about the bathrooms if the show is banging. Like if it's a sick show, like, but you're right. The bathrooms situation is not that good. But the 2 levels, man,
2 levels is awesome.
Like, you know, doing the lights on the 2nd level and having people look down, like, yeah, it's just really cool. Like you don't get that with a lot of other venues, right? Like if you're looking at like, you know, McCormack and stuff like that, like you're definitely fitting even more than 1,200 people there. But like that 2 level is like something you don't really have at any other venue in the city. I don't
Well,
think.
there's Rebel.
Oh, true. Rebel. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't consider Rebel anymore because I just don't like it.
Well, the only downside about Rebel is that the second floor is just mostly booth. And if you're
Yeah.
going
Facts.
around Rebel, is when you're not a booth member, it's a little bit difficult to see the main stage. I
Mhm.
usually just go up there because it gets too packed at the bottom level. So I just stand and walk around the upper level. It's just much more room in that sense. But in that stage, it was at Masonic Temple, it's a different feeling because there's no booth, right? I
Facts,
mean, that's one of
facts.
the main few things between a hard techno show in Toronto than a regular show. One has booth and the other one does not, right? But now that Inc. took Holy Priest and potentially moving it to a Rebel, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. With all that, like, I think at the end of the day, Ink is just the big dog. When when the artists get too big, we're like, yeah, there's no way we're competing with Ink. I do think, like, at least my experiences at Rebel is like, I always find it's like super packed. Like, they sell the events like crazy. And like the crowd I find at those events usually just isn't as like friendly kind of rave crowd. So wow, I think it's going to be a very profitable event for them, and like maybe from like the Holy Priest side, he's gonna be like, yeah, look at all these people, look at this sick venue. I feel like the raver experience there is not going to be as nice at like kind of, you know, like doing it at a more underground event where it's with like smaller promoters and at the concert hall.
You both DJ, right?
Yeah, I'm more like techno. My brother's like bass house, likes to call it spooky house. Right?
Yeah. The music I make it's kind of like the border of bass and tech house, but I call it spooky house because of the horror elements. But like I'll usually spin like tech house or bass house type stuff.
How long have you been doing the those?
I started making music in 2019. I've just been workhorsing for a lot of time. I started teaching Devin everything I know essentially for making music and networking and DJing and stuff. And yeah, it's been a good journey. I'm really happy that I can like partner with a family member. Not like some random dude. Like obviously like we're just in it for the music, man. Like we really do love it that much. Like we were man on the door at our first event. It was like a huge sold out. Like that was a lot of work. Like besides like, you know, other background works, like it definitely like I think Devin was saying this, it really shows like respect for the community. Like we meet everybody that comes in.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
It's definitely it was definitely a good first show. And even the Holy Priest with Ink, like they just go corporate, man. Like I'm sure the offer was amazing, and like it makes sense if they go to Rebel. Like I'm not even surprised like that guy can pull in like such a huge crowd. Like when we had the concert hall, like that energy was. I've actually never seen energy that crazy from.
I also never seen people who not go to other shows show up at Holy Priest.
Exactly.
Yo, wasn't his flight delayed or something?
Yeah, dude, he ended up coming a little bit later because of that.
You know what was funny?
Sucked. What?
Chris and J-Mav, John. They were on before.
Demos and Phobos.
Oh yeah.
They were on before, and then as Holy Priest walked in, he's like, "Yo, thanks for warming up." And then Chris and John was like, "Yo, we thought we like threw that down." And then he comes in, "Yo, thanks for warming it up."
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he went hard.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. And people went nuts. He had the Halo intro. Me and my brother like died.
Oh, the Halo, yeah.
Bro, when he brought in that Halo chant for the intro, we were still manning the doors. I heard the Halo intro, and I was like, "Bro, we're getting out of here. Like, we're done manning the doors for the rest of the
upstairs
night." You know?
Go watch.
Yeah. But you were right, man. Because like I actually brought some people like that like from my hometown that never come to raves, and they came to that one event and they were like, "Oh my god, I love this!" Like that kind of turned some people on to hard techno for sure.
Well, also I've seen people who are wearing like, you know, the baseball jersey, the dubstep kind of outfit to Holy Priest. I was like, okay, wait, it doesn't look like you belong here.
Because the thing was, Holy Priest was right after EI too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was the EI after party.
And it was also Millennium. It was a Millennium weekend too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we had kind of intentionally scheduled it that way because we were like, at the time it was like so much money to book him. we're like, obviously if it's an EI after party, we have like more chance of like actually pulling all those people. Like the funny thing about Holy Priest is like when we had first started system, like the funny story about like starting it is actually I've been on my brother's case for a while, because like I kind of started getting into DJing producing stuff around like 3 years ago, and I'm like kind of been polishing it. And I've always been in my brother's ear about doing events, but my brother's been like, it's too much work,
So much
like
work,
I shouldn't
bro.
do it. And then what happened in like
It's
kind
not
of April,
turnkey.
yeah, what happened in like April 2024 is my brother, we're Turkish, right? So we like our Turkish grandmother has some family friend, and apparently like helps run like the dance cave like over there. So he contacted my brother and was like, oh, I know you're like being a DJ and stuff like that, if you want to use it and throw an event, like you can do that. So after that he like called me, and I was like, okay, well, like let's start an event company.
Perhaps.
And then we ended up getting instead like back then I wanted to do like some smaller shows. Like for system I was really focused on like kind of like debuts and like acts I had never seen in like Toronto. And originally I was like, let's do some smaller shows. Like for Dance Cave, like I was looking at some people off like Afterlife, like Angelov and Soul, and this one guy off Drum Code, like Ignacio Arfelli. Actually, another event company in the city, Resonate, recently brought all those artists this year. And I was so impressed by them doing that, because I originally had my eye on them. I like reached out to the co-founder and I'm like, I would love to work with you. I like your curation. But that's besides the point. After that, we were thinking about doing that, starting off with small shows. But yeah, we actually got introduced just from Erol, like one of his DJ friends. So we ended up working with a partner to do a bigger show. And we're looking at Holy Priest, because that was the one debut I like really wanted to do that was big. I was like, how is this guy not coming? Like, because I've been following him for years, like back when he was even doing like a little bit more peak time, like he wasn't in like fully into like hard techno, I think in like 2023 or something like that. There's this one song like Lost I like. But anyways, after that I was talking to him about doing it, because I was so certain. I was like if we bring Holy Priest, it's gonna be a slam dunk. But we were talking to him, and I remember like a week had gone by, and he had talked to like our partner, had talked with agents, and then he was like, I was like, dude, what's happening? Like, are we doing it? And he was like, man, I think it's too expensive.
Who are you talking to? Your brother?
No, we were partnering with another guy at the time to do the events, just because he had like a lot more experience, and he's like more established for throwing a bigger event. So yeah, he ended up saying like, yeah, I think it's too expensive. And at the time, I was so convinced that we hadn't thrown any events. I was like, dude, I will literally front all of the money for the cost of the show. Like, just do it, send the offer, like. So we ended up doing it there, and I'm not gonna lie, I ended up getting talked out of like fronting all the money by like kind of my brother and my family and my friends, because they're like, this is too risky, don't put up like this much money for a show. But then like a few days before, like we weren't sure it was gonna sell, but a few days before, the tickets just went nuts, and then we're like, yeah, this is gonna be a sold out show, we don't really need to market anymore. And yeah, like we were working the doors that whole night. Like, yeah, that was definitely a banger, man. Like we were so happy to start out with that. Like it's not attainable anymore, but like it's cool that we were able to do that just at that one moment.
That's true.
How did you guys think of the subway idea?
Oh yeah, bro.
So
I'm not gonna lie.
If you guys haven't seen it on like Instagram, they did like a pop-up like a set on the subway. On the subway train.
TTC. Not the subway platform.
In the train.
Yeah, it's in the train.
Yeah, we actually did it 3 days. So how I thought about that is last year, like me and my brother been going like to go to a lot of the festivals in the city, but especially Veld, we've been going since we were kind of young and like, more into like mainstream stuff. Especially when I was younger, I was kind of more into rap. They used to bring stuff like, they used to bring like Lil Uzi Vert and stuff like that. And,
hey,
like,
don't forget Cardi B, bro.
Okay, not talking about that, bro. Yeah. Anyways, last year we went to Veld, and on the ride home, I saw this guy with this rinky-dink ass setup, like a DDJ 400 plugged into like a laptop, and like just a Bluetooth speaker. And he's DJing on the subway, and like the girls I was with like all went and like started dancing with him, and it was lit with this like rinky dink setup.
Jealous?
So I looked at it at the time, I was like, bro, we could do this way better with like a proper RX3, a proper speaker, and like then it would be like a lit time. So I was like, next year we're gonna do it. So I was all like, we went to Home Depot like literally the day like Friday of like Veld to get like a table. And I had already bought like a battery off Amazon. It's like this EcoFlow River, lasts like around like 18 hours partnering on thing. And I got like just like a little JBL party box that has like wheels. It's not too loud because we don't want to bring anything where it's like you need earplugs on the TTC, you know, especially if it's someone that like happens to get on the train.
He's
like,
trying to go home.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
take their kids to, you know,
like we don't want
or
to
something.
be subjecting anyone to anything like that. And also they have batteries, which is good because less things to break.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, anyways, we got all those the day of. And then we went to, I have a car, so I just drove it to Veld, like parked my car in the event parking, left all the stuff in the trunk, and then we just went to Veld. And then when we were leaving the festival at the end of the day, like we just left at a normal time, I just walked straight up to my car. And actually my brother was in my ear the first day. My brother was like, he was like, man, we're going to get booked. Like how
always,
they're not going to just let us walk on, which is like speakers and like decks and all this. And like he was in my ear, I was literally silent, and I just went and just unlocked the trunk, and I was like just feeling in my ear. I was like, bro, I want to do something like risky, like risk reward right now. Like why not, man?
And
like,
that shows with the views that you got on the reels.
Oh, for sure, man. Those have like the reach on that has been nuts. Like, even my concierge in my building is like, dude, someone showed me this video of you. It's kind of nuts, man. Like the reach on that has been nuts. But yeah, so we just unlocked all that. Thank God, like my brother was with me that day, so it's not as much to carry. Like one of us taking the speaker and one taking like the decks and the table, and then like a backpack with like the battery and the headphones and all that. But yeah, you just walk in, like people looking at the TTC, they want to make sure you don't have like some big weapon or anything like that, right? And like a lot of people do like APs after Veld where like they just had a speaker or anything like that, and there's nothing against getting on the TTC with a speaker, right?
It's also really
like,
busy too. Like
that's
kind of sketching out, but then you realize you get there, there's like hundreds and hundreds of people trying to get on the subway.
You literally took up like at least 20 spots.
Yeah, you did.
Man, it was funny though, because when we did bring it in, like I was like, bro, put your sunglasses on before we got on. So we definitely did all that. But yeah, when we did bring it in, it was actually funny because the first night I like got on a train and I was like looked around at all the people like just sitting, and I was like, the vibes are right here. And so we just got off and went onto a new train where it was just like filling up with people. And as soon as we got on, people are like, are you guys about to DJ? And we're like, yeah. And then we just started
it just takes that one person.
Exactly.
The second voice, the minute they tell you, are you guys going to DJ? You just have to say yes.
Yeah.
No is not the right answer.
No.
Exactly.
Wait, so did you get off, leave Veld, jump on the subway from Veld? Where did you take it?
Yeah. So we just took it right out of the car, went straight to Downsview Park with everybody else from Veld, like Downsview Park subway station. And then we got on there and we set it up. The first night it sucked a little bit because I had the wrong cable. I was using like an aux cable for it. So if you went too loud, it would just horrible scratching distortion noise. So we had to figure that out the first day. Second day we brought like TRS cables, so it was chill. But yeah, we basically just got on from Downsview. And me and my brother kind of just went back to back with some tracks, like 3 and 3 until we got to like Union. And then at Union we were like, yeah, we're calling it, packing it off, because like everybody from the fest has basically got off, and we don't want to bother anyone that's like just trying to commute and get to their
How long is that
It's like 45 minutes.
Basically 45,
okay.
like
that's
50,
good.
something like that, which is decent, you know. It's not a bad time, and people love having the music playing and like a little set after Veld. Otherwise they're just like, oh, I hate my life after Veld.
I thought you guys would do all the way until like Spadina, and then take the other train back up,
and then just keep riding it.
Oh, bro, that would be crazy. But the main thing we wanted to be is like, we wanted to be like as least disruptive to anyone like taking the normal TTC as we could. And like then it's like when you take it from Downsview, every time we've been on that train every year, it's full of ravers. Everybody in there is like straight from Veld. So really doing it from Downsview to Union is like, by the time you get to Union, everybody that was there from Downsview has basically got off by then, like except maybe like 1 or 2 people. So like we could have done some stuff like that, but this way it's like almost impossible to feel you're a nuisance because
Yeah.
like nobody's complaining about you on the train
yeah.
there or back. And like obviously when we're doing this stuff, like it's not like we got a permit from the TTC
Yeah,
to do it,
yeah.
you know. So I want to be as least bothersome as we can.
So you guys didn't get booked all 3 days? Did not?
No, yeah,
Wow.
man. So after the first day, someone took a video. Shout out, like I think her name on Instagram's like Kira Chandani or something, posted a video being like, "Oh, POV, it's festival season in Toronto."
Yeah.
It was like just me and my brother. I was just playing like some crowd pleaser sing along where it was
Yeah.
like Sweet Dreams, basically, like some acid techno version of that. And yeah, that video, like a lot of people, there were a ton of views on that video and a lot of engagement. And we just found that video and you were like, yeah, catch us again the next 2 nights. Like, so yeah, we did end up doing the next day. The next day was great because this is like part of the reason my brother, like I'm happy he's like been around the scene so long. So like he knows a lot of people in the scene. Like the first day we'd been along to support this local techno DJ we really fuck with, Pedro.
Yeah.
So we made sure to come early the first day for that. And the second day we saw him in the crowd and I was like, bro,
Yeah.
like we're gonna spin on this. He was like, I love the subway shit you guys did last night. I was like, bro, we're doing it again tonight. You should come
now.
spin with us, bro. Like,
Let's go.
So he was like all on board. But like when Pedro comes, Pedro's got like a posse, bro.
Oh,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
the second day when he did it, it was like jam packed right around us because
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of people that just came on right with us.
Yeah.
But it was really cool having him spin because like he spun Veld the day before and then he was spinning on the train with us,
so sick.
going to department
Yeah.
to spin another set.
Yeah.
So it's like the guy was doing the trifecta,
Yeah,
of
literally.
like just spinning all the way. So that was pretty cool the second day. And then the third day, I think I actually ended up going the most crazy because the third day, my brother had like a car show in Niagara.
Yeah.
So he didn't even come. So it was just me. And like every day I had to bring the stuff back to Veld and put it back in my car. But the second day, man, I took an Uber there. And for whatever reason on the second day, the Uber dropped me off on the complete opposite side of the park. Like, you know where the Veld entrance is?
Yeah.
Complete opposite side.
Yeah.
So he dropped me off there and I'm carrying the decks,
It's
the
so
table,
much.
the speaker, the battery, all that stuff. Just me all the way around the park to the front. Like my like traps were hurting for like 3 days after that, I'm not gonna lie. And I was like constantly switching arms to like which one was holding the decks and the table versus the speaker.
It's like ultimate farmer's walk.
But
Yeah.
thank God towards the end, like towards the very end, I was going uphill and I was like, this is crazy. I'm gonna die. And then like I hear someone like Devin, and it was literally Pedro and some of his peeps. So they helped me just get up the hill and get to the entrance of Veld. And then I was like, you guys can go in, I'll walk into my car. So then I did that. And yeah, that day it was just me. And I told people recognized me a lot at like Veld. They'd be like, oh, you're the subway DJ. And I started telling them because I felt bad. They'd be like, how can I get on? How can I be there tonight? So I started telling people, I was like, you know, those at Veld this year, they had these little bubbles. I would tell people, oh, just go to the end of the bubbles at 11 and then like I'll be there. And then like if you leave with me, you'll be fine. So I had a kind of a bit of a posse the third day that like people that wanted to come. So they helped me like, you know, kind of carry some of the shit from my car. And then we went on. And that day was really cool because like it was just me. So I like did the most like authentic set to what I want to do as a DJ. And obviously I'm like wearing the IO shirt. Like the whole thing for me as a DJ is like, I really want to like bring back that kind of like programming techno hacker vibe that IO had, that type of peak time music where it's like, you know, it's kind of like emotional and like easy to like sing along and vibe to and shit like that. So that whole set was kind of special because it was like exactly the shit that I wanted to be doing the most. Like I was spinning like only IO tracks that I really fucked with, and then like my first production that I've done so far. So like that was really cool, and that one ended up hitting the most for sure. I think it's the one where I'm wearing like the Turkish flag shirt because there are lots of big vocals in those IO songs. So yeah, man, I was super happy with how all those subway raves panned out. Like after them, I would feel crazy. Like when I got back to my apartment, it was like, wow, I feel great.
So safe to say there's gonna be a next year.
Trust me. They definitely will be, as long as they're not like, we got a lot of attention after that. And like I tried to do this one thing after I had planned even before we had done it.
I remember that. Yeah, that was a spook.
Yeah, it was just so after that I had like already there's this other company in the city like Contact Majik that just does so those guys held like an open decks every Wednesday at Coronation Park and like volleyball. So I talked to the guy that runs that. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to be in Montreal this week. Like, and I was like, yeah, bro, I can run it. I can bring decks this week. So after the subway rave hit shit, I was like, come out Wednesday, volleyball
Yeah.
decks. So man, we hadn't even got there yet. They were just trying to set the volleyball nets. Bylaw officers being like, we saw your post online. So we got way too much heat from that band. Like we couldn't even, like we weren't even playing any music there.
Yeah.
We did end up like doing it later after the bylaw officers left, which worked. Like it's nice when we make like a post all like that we're not like, doing nothing. So I feel like people are a bit disappointed. But because of that, I do wonder. I feel like they'll forget next year, to be honest, about all the hype, and it'll probably be fine.
There's no
we'll
one
try.
guy that's in charge. Like, yo, I'm watching this.
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
I'm watching his stories to make sure he's not going on the subway again.
Unless he listens to this podcast.
Yeah, I think for those ones it was different. I think the bylaw people there, I think it was people that there's some baseball fields around us. I think one of those complaints, and maybe they saw it on IG, but I don't think it was the like any like the bylaw people. So I think we'll probably try to run it back next year. This time it'll be way more broadcast because we got a lot of attention from that one. But
maybe you guys should just start on the platform before going into the train.
We could, but then it's like, maybe one of the TTC people there might end up
Yeah.
stopping you. Because the thing is, once you do it, we would just wait. And then you hear the bing bong and the doors start to close. And then we're like, all right, we're setting up. Because once your train's going, nobody's stopping you.
Yeah.
The first day I actually thought it was nice because what I did is I set up in front of the doors, which a lot of people like. The second day I remember Pedro was telling me, he was like, man, I don't want to set up in front of the doors and block people. Like, let's set up in the handicap space. But like,
Saying that back now.
Okay, my bad. Saying that back, I did not know that it would sound like that. But anyways, the first day I was like, let's do it in the door, even though it seems.
Hey, it's Benny from BnB Hertz here. We just launched our portfolio session series, a night we put together for DJs, producers, and ravers who want to be more involved in the scene. It's not going to be like one of your typical shows. It's going to be an opportunity to connect with me, the other hosts, and other DJs within the community. Network with people who are serious about this culture, and most importantly, help some of the best talent in Toronto grow their portfolio. And who knows, maybe even meet your next rave fam. It's happening on Thursdays at Last Call Cocktail Club. And there's no entry fee. Hope to see you there. And now let's get back to the episode.
In the door, even though it seems more obstructive because like people have to get by you, but because it's really cool when ever you have a stop at a station, the doors open and then it's like you see this bumping rave and a bunch of people next to you. And then what I would do is when the doors would open behind me, I would always turn around. Everybody would leaving the train and they would like kind of leave and like dap you up and shit like that. Like. So I thought it was a really dope vibe, and I ended up doing that again the third day because I think that's like the best setup because there's a lot of like kind of I think the acoustics are a bit better and like the airflow is a bit better when it's like in the middle because you want people to be able to walk by and like not just have it like be like kind of clustered people.
You need someone waiting on the other platform, so when the doors open, you can take a video and it just
That's what
opens up.
happened. That's what's one of the videos in his post.
Dude, yeah. So that one, it was actually funny because so that that girl actually like shout out to her because she was with us the first day and she took some videos, which was great. Loved that. And one of those videos ended up popping up the first day. So the second day, she was like, like, can we come again? And I didn't end up like telling her to meet me anywhere. But the third day I saw her and I was like, just like meet me at like the Bubbles and we'll go. And that day she made sure to take the videos. But the one that you're thinking of there, so actually she was saying goodbye to me when she left, taking a video of her saying goodbye to me. And then leaving the train and watching it go. But when I saw it, I was like, dude, like I'm like, I know how to do some like audio video manipulation. I just like reversed it. And then so it looks like you're coming onto the train like that. So that actually works super well. It would be a really great idea to have that be authentic because like a little bit when you watch the video in reverse, if you watch closely enough, you can see it's kind of like, oh, that's a bit of an unnatural movement because it's reverse, obviously.
A little bit of movie magic, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But that would be a cool idea, man. It would just be a little hard to coordinate.
Yeah, a lot of pretty difficult to coordinate because like people have to leave first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. But I loved how that ended up went. Like that is definitely a big part of like the stuff we want to do for System, where it's like like kind of about like, you know, like community and like having the events be like very accessible there. Like I'm like charging people any money for that, but like a lot of people had
Come
like
for
a
the
great
vibes,
time.
right?
Yeah, like coming for the vibes and like that type of shit. So yeah, I was really happy with how that all went. It was definitely like risky to do, but yeah.
I
paid
mean,
off.
Yeah, it
you've
was definitely
done
worth
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
think
got your views, you got your follows. So,
Yeah,
seriously.
the outcome is like it's the risk is so rewarding.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
for
god,
sure.
dude, the rush of doing that was crazy. I don't know. Anytime I'm like DJing, it's like a crazy natural high.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like afterwards, like every time I'm doing it, it's like even if I have like alcohol or like anything else, I literally like don't even feel it afterwards because like you DJing, it's just such a strong natural
Yeah.
high afterwards, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so that was cool. All 3 nights I was like, wow, I feel like we can really do this shit, you know, like you
Mhm.
can really be successful.
Oh yeah. So who's older between the?
Oh, I'm the older one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys started System Toronto, when you see the scene in Toronto of like house and techno, we have abundance of house DJs, right? But I see most of your shows now are moving towards more techno than it is house.
Mhm.
So is it the direction that you guys want to go to? More
Yeah, so I think there are kind of three faucets of curation that we have in system. Like I'm definitely the techno guy. And I'm like I live downtown, so like I'm present a lot
Mhm.
here. My brother's definitely more like kind of like bass house curation.
Mhm.
And like the couple shows we're doing coming up, like Pretense and Fetish on like
Yeah.
September 26th and 27th, are like definitely his artists. But the other side of it actually, like my closest friend Andrew is like a house DJ and producer, and he lives in Vancouver right now. But he actually would be like the house curator for System. So for him, I do want to actually do some like proper house shows,
Mhm.
that are like curated by like artists that he want to do, because like he's been in my ear for a while, and he's been like calling artists, and then they end up getting booked for Coda, like Beltran and Chase West and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that is something I want to get into. But yeah, so far we've mostly been techno, and I guess that's just because like when I'm doing like a lot of the bulk of the work for it, I'm also, you know, I'm the most hyped to go to a techno show.
Yeah.
So but yeah, definitely we want to bring like a good mix of it. I even want to bring some artists that like kind of like don't like a little bit more unique acts that like don't necessarily fall into like the categories a bit. Like one artist that some of my mainstream friends had like told me that they want to book that I don't really think fit into house and techno, but they're kind of electronic, or like Snow Strippers. I know they're like going to be like headlining Boiler Room instead, so that's definitely why they didn't reply to anything I had said like many months ago. But yeah, ideally we want to bring both house and techno. I wouldn't mind even bringing some like bass acts at some point, even like Pretense. You got to release on like Rez's label.
Yeah,
So
that's right. Hypnovision. Yeah.
yeah, so I wouldn't mind bringing some like bass acts as well. There's one of my buddies we got involved with System lately that's like a bit of a bass head, that maybe I'll end up throwing some shows there. So I'd really love to like cover a lot of it. Like part of the reason we got the name System is like I really want to like connect the different like kind of like subgenres in the city, and like the different scenes, and like the different promoters and event companies. Like I'd love to be like that guy where we're working with a lot of different people and like throwing a lot of different events, and people are like, oh, I just generally like electronic music, can just follow us and come us to our events and be like, oh, I don't necessarily like, you know this genre too well, but like, oh, the curation of this music is good, and they're like, oh cool, like I just got put on this artist I like, right?
Is that your go-to saying to convince a non-EDM raver to go to EDM shows?
Yeah, I mean like
It
you-
is to me, like I know I have had some experience like trying to convince non-EDM people to try to go to EDM shows, and
Mhm.
they just have like a stubborn brain. They're like, oh, I just want to like listen to lyrical songs. But like for me,
Yeah.
I feel like lyrics is another instrument in a song.
Yeah.
So whether it's either like singing, or is it like another beat, or is it another hi-hat, or is it another kick, is still a tone, like a bar in Ableton.
So I saw somewhere online, it's like I think like if you're, I don't know if it's the word like it's some sort of not mental, like ADHD or whatever. If you have ADHD, you see like lyrics as just like rhythms as part of a song. Like if you don't, then you actually like hear the lyrics. because lyrics go up and down, right? So I saw somewhere that had that.
Like to me,
Mhm.
listening to rap songs is just about the flow and not about the meaning of the lyrics.
Yeah.
That's to me.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
nowadays.
especially the
Yeah.
modern rap. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a lot more
yeah.
like the beat, like even like the coming from the house and techno side, like instrumental is like disgusting most of the time. Like
Mm.
this nasty 808, but it's like, yeah, the lyrics, like it works, like it fits, but like it's just not as much of a story as like earlier raps, right? Like
Yeah.
the 2000s and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And now it's more about the flow,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
got these crazy flows.
Big
Like,
flows,
I mean,
yeah.
they're not even mumbling English anymore. So
yeah. Nah, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
man,
Fire,
so
yeah.
who cares?
I mean, eventually, because like right now, you see Travis Scott, you see all these other artists trying to dab into EDM.
Yeah.
T Pain is getting into bass.
Yeah,
Nice.
Really?
That's
exactly.
awesome. Man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good for the scene,
Interesting.
man. Like it's really good when other genres start to come to this like to the electronic, because like for the longest time it was like so niche, right? Especially in the Western world. Like it's really good to see like
Yeah.
you know, rappers and like there's other artists like tipping their toes in. Like you're seeing this a lot probably with John Summit, but like some people like don't like him, but like honestly, bro, like he's like he's bringing mainstream people to our scene. It's like end of the day, that's good for everybody, man. To make it more profitable, like it'll make everybody in the industry more money, because like
Yeah.
music's not really like one of the industries where you make a killing, right? Depending on
It's
its genre.
growing
so-
for sure. Like
Yeah,
like back then, Veld was puny.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
And
yeah.
even EDC and Tomorrowland, those things were so small. The like the
Mhm.
first pictures
Oh,
was
yeah.
literally just one
Really?
stage and like a couple flags around. But now it's like a huge industry.
Yeah, like how many stages are there? Some of those places there's like 20 stages. Right? It's insane. like-
Tomorrowland's like what?
60,
Yeah,
Oh, jeez,
yeah.
that's
40
crazy.
to 60.
Good for the scene, man. It's good to see it grow. Like, I mean, you talk to people that were around like before us, they're like, oh, like so underground, you know, it's so underground. Now it's like there's huge venues, you know.
It's just
not
like music
yeah.
is more accessible now
Mm.
too.
That too, yeah. The streaming. yeah.
Before you would need to like you need to buy songs and like buy vinyls and all that, like the records, and you have to have the device to play it. But now you just pull up on your phone,
Oh
and you
yeah.
have Spotify, and you could play like unlimited music.
You're not ripping from LimeWire anymore.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The Lincoln_park.exe. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
I have a question about like so I mean now there's a lot more exposure in techno and house scenes, and people are naming like underground as underground, but there are also like some certain amount of people that say that, oh, you guys are ruining the underground image because this is not underground at all. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think now it's just like a lot of these like more underground genres, like especially techno, for example. Like techno in the last 10 years has become way bigger,
yeah.
especially in Toronto, but even like on like the world stage, like you would never see these like big techno artists like headlining like Tomorrowland and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
It's become commercialized a little bit.
Yeah,
more.
yeah, it
Well-
definitely did. And like I can see a lot of people are like, oh, look at my like, you know, like heartfelt like scene that was like much more tightly knit beforehand, and like kind of pine for those days. But I've also seen so many people now that are like getting into the scene, especially from like hard techno. A lot of new
Yeah,
people
yeah.
get in from that,
Tons.
and they'll be like, oh, I love this. And like I really like more people getting involved in the scene. So like as much as I get how like people pine for those days where it was a little more close knit, I actually kind of like that more people are getting into it. Because like when you think about North America, man, even still nowadays, you go talk to a random person and you say like, oh, do you like techno? They'll be like, nah.
Yeah, they'll give you a
like,
weird
Yeah,
face.
what's
you know?
techno?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not even that like pervasive as you think. Like it's bigger for sure now. But I just love seeing it get into like more people. Because like in Europe, it's different. In
Yeah.
Europe, you walk to a random person and say, "Do you know techno?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
and I love that about Europe. So
Mhm.
I kind of want our scene to become more like that. So if that's what it takes, where it becomes, you know, like a little bit more commercialized, a little bit less underground, I think that's okay. But honestly, I think it just depends on like who's running the events, like who has it in mind. Because I think it's fair for a lot of people, like when you're throwing like when you get to like the top of the scene in the city, and like, you know, you go to the event where it used to be like, you know, more like run by like an underground promoter, and now it's like, you know, super oversold, like maybe you're worrying about your phone getting stolen, like, and the vibes aren't really there. I can see why people do that, and then they're like, oh man, I miss my old underground scene. But I feel like for that, it more depends on like who's running the event and like what values you have at heart, because you can still run the like a bigger event, like not oversell it, and like kind of have like that good vibe there.
Yeah, it just depends on the organizer and the motives, right?
Exactly.
And there's always upcoming music. Like techno is always gonna be there. You know,
Yeah.
there's always other genres that are coming up. So it's a lot of these people, not these people, but a lot of people like just stick with one. But there's like so much music is like infinite. You can explore so much. Like one subgenre can literally not have a name, and you don't know what to call it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
this kind of sounds like it's okay to host Holy Priest at Rebel.
I don't know.
But then it's gonna be commercialized though. Everybody's gonna say like, "Oh, I like Holy Priest." That's techno.
That's probably the path though, right? Like I mean, people don't like it's not super underground anymore, but it's like there's probably the path to getting like bigger and like more profitable, right?
Well, the thing is like if you put him at Rebel, then you can please more audiences. Like if you just had Holy Priest play at a small venue, then you're capped at how many people can see him.
Yeah.
And Holy Priest has such a huge following that it's like hard to please everyone.
I always find it funny if that when you host EDM raves at a Saturday in the Rebel, and then they kind of mix in with the Revolutionary Saturdays people, and you see just people in suits and like, you know, dresses going out to like a dubstep show or like, you know. But I think it's funny, but luckily this one is not being hosted on a Saturday. It's being hosted on a Friday. So do you think like techno in general has a higher average BPM?
Oh man, absolutely
sure.
nowadays. Well, I mean, like you guys, like I mean, wearing this shirt today, like obviously my whole like artist and like inspiration in the scene is like IO, and like he comes from like that kind of peak time techno era of like 2019, 2020. When they're mostly just playing stuff that's like 132 BPM. And like at that time, like when he is spinning, that was actually getting really popular. Like I remember they had Solaris back then, and they're like selling out Rebel with that type of slower peak time techno where it's got like, you know, kind of like emotional melodies and like, you know, vocals and stuff like that. And then now, like 5 years later, like obviously he died way back then. So kind of some of that like star power leaves with him, and then now like kind of the resurgence is definitely in like hard techno, and it's much faster now. Like it feels like there is definitely kind of a move in general where a lot of people want like faster techno. But I think it's also like the marketability of like hard techno raves is crazy. Like a bunch of people that have never ever like been to a rave see a TikTok and be like, that looks lit, I'm going to that. But what I noticed, like playing the last show I played at least, is like all these people come for a hard techno rave. But if you play like well curated, like peak time techno, even if that's around 132, like all those people love that music. They just like don't really like it's not like that type of music. I feel like is not nearly as marketable nowadays. And I don't feel like there's some big star leading that movement for people to kind of like gravitate around. So I feel like that music still like lives today in the sense that like people will like it. But I think it's just like hard techno is by far the most marketable. So like a lot of people are like coming out to events where it's like a lot higher BPM.
Are you guys going to Cloudy and Adrian Mills?
Yeah, I'll be there. I know that's Benny's shit, bro. I know. You've been wanting that for so long, bro. I remember you telling me that. You're like, bro, I want 240 in Toronto.
I've been wanting that. But that's like the Europe style. Like everyone's moving into that general direction, I find. Like more of the hard groove and bounce type of tracks.
Do you think industrial and business techno is dying?
Yeah,
like the Enrico San Giuliani techno, the whole Adam Bayer type.
I think it still has a place. Like
I think so too.
I don't know, man. I rarely see it.
It'll probably just won't be as big. Like hard techno is like it's just like all the rage right now. Like that's probably like the most commercial hard techno right now, right? So like it'll probably still be there, but like maybe it just won't have the same
It was kind of funny because like EI, one of the APs at Vertigo was Enrico, and there was still tickets to buy at 3 a.m. I was like, oh, if it is Enrico, it would sell out, right? But it's
Mhm.
not. Like I just feel like it's the whole genre in itself is slowly tapering off because everybody just wants to move into a higher BPM.
But it's
They
also
wanna go-
like 3 a.m. Like, not a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean-
people.
I mean, AP is AP, but
I think I feel you on those. Like I saw Enrico Sanyo like when he came to Coda last. And like I don't know, maybe it's just the set he played, but like I wasn't really rocking with it that much. I think like and when you mentioned some of these names like Adam Bayer and stuff like that, like not to throw too much shade at these artists, but like if you listen to a lot of their productions, they're mostly kind of like commercial templated tracks. There's not like a whole lot of like super like creativity or originality going on in those like drum code type tracks right now.
It's also
So
it's if I could butt in there too. Like it's also too like with labels, sometimes they really want like cookie cutter type arrangements because they think like I've heard this around from other people too. It's like, you know, if you don't have this arrangement, it's like, oh, it's just not gonna work. They won't be able to put their like you know their money behind it like as a business, right?
Well,
So
I
it
mean,
could be that too. It could be a little bit of
it's their
that.
type of audience, right? Like once you build an audience that likes that type of sound,
Exactly.
you
yeah.
can keep selling to those audience using the same type of sound.
Right.
That's what I think. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Another like I guess like I think it's a good example of like before he died, like when drum code was still big around like 2020, and like I was spinning like the exact same type of like stuff, same type of BPM, same type of peak time. But like when you have like a bit more of the creativity there with like, you know, like more creative vocals or build ups or like just something like different in the drop, like bro, like it's like I've heard the like, you know, like drum code like acid drop a million times, bro.
Mhm.
Like I'm really not like am like hearing that and being like, oh, I love this.
But
you
it's
know?
the same
So
thing
I
with
feel like you
like
need something different.
melodic techno as well.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I think in any genre, you need to be having some like creativity and keeping things fresh. Otherwise, I feel like it's going to kind of die. Because like at the end of the day, people really need to connect with the music.
Mhm.
And if you're just like churning out the cookie cutters, and like I kind of feel like that's where like drum code is kind of gone. Then I don't think you're really going to be selling that much. So I do think it's kind of seems like it's dying off. And I think it's mostly for that reason, at least in my opinion, because I actually do love all that peak time stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I love listening to that when it's like actually creative and like a new idea. Like when I'm like hearing the same old 303 stab, I'm like, okay, you know, please show me something new.
But then, do you think like for a genre like this to branch off in something new would step out of the genre?
I mean, they could do something like that, like some sort of blends, like,
Yeah.
you know.
So like you know how progressive techno has like the slow build up from the start, and then on the top they play strands or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
just something to throw it off to be the creativity part.
Yeah.
But it would be like off the genre.
I think that's fine. I think you don't need to like conform to the label of the genre so much as long as it's like something creative. I think people crave a creative track where they remember the melody or the lyrics or something
Mhm.
about that where
But-
it's like can be a memorable moment on like the dance floor with people you know.
But that's sort of what a label is, though. It's like a
Yeah.
collective of like sort of the same type of music. For
You're
you
right.
to-
The cookie cutter, as
You're
you
right.
mentioned. Yeah.
You're right. But like a good label that I think has some diversity here that's changed over the years is like Swara, like Koyu's label. I used to listen to a lot of their music, especially back in like 2019, 2020 era. They're turning out a lot of like peak time techno, a lot of releases on that. Now they're kind of different. They're releasing like hypnotic labels, hypnotic releases. And like I think that's interesting because that's a label that has like encompassed different curation, but you can know which type of release it is by like if it's kind of the peak time stuff, they've got a cat on the cover.
Yeah.
And then if it's hypnotic, they've got like some sort of abstract like swirl of colors. So yeah, I get what you mean. Like that is kind of like the definition of a label, like curating that specific sound. But I don't know, my 2 cents is just like, even if you are running a label, like you just got to keep things creative, like maybe going outside of the box a little bit. Like sometimes people listen to it and be like, wow, I really like that. I've never heard it.
like genre blending too, right? Like that's a pretty popular thing now. It's like you're seeing
Yeah.
them kind of, they're just like the borders are kind of crossing over a little
Yeah.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good practice. Like you just get cool music, right?
Yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing with music too. It's like blending genres. Like it's you can blend genres and it'll sound good. Like music is music at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
up to the listener to interpret it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You are making it for the audience and no one else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So as long as they're enjoying it, who cares, right? And
Mhm.
like someone that's having a good time, like dancing to music, they're not really gonna care if it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
psytrance or hard techno
Yeah.
or hard groove. They just care about it being a vibe.
Like the technicalities of like a sub genre is like the web is infinite.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The line is blurry for
Yeah,
genres.
yeah.
Yeah, who knows what that line even is, man? Like if you ask me to define a subgenre, I'm not gonna be able to define it because
Just say it's techno.
yeah, exactly. That's all I'm
It's
gonna
house.
say. And then sometimes people are gonna be like, "Yeah, this isn't even techno." Like,
Oh.
you know, like
Yeah,
some
it
people can
sounds-
be like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know, like so it's kind of nuts. Like I don't know, I kind of like to not fall into the genre trap because it's
Yeah.
like someone online is gonna be like, "Nah, it doesn't fit this specific
Yeah,
scene."
that's true.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Real quick, if you're planning on attending any events overseas, you need to sort out your mobile data before you go. No one wants to be that person hunting for dodgy Wi-Fi just to load their ticket or find their friends at 2 a.m. Use Erol. It's an app that lets you instantly download eSIMs for basically any country. It's super easy. Pick your destination, buy a plan, and boom, you've got data as soon as you land. It's way cheaper than roaming, and you'll be set for maps, messaging, all the fest photos, no stress. Best part? You can get 15% off with our code BnB Hertz 15. Just head to erolo.com or grab the app and enter the code at checkout.
Fit this specific
Yeah,
scene.
that's true. I mean, you can't please everyone. That's the main thing, right?
Never.
And you can only please the set of audience that you are curated to play your music for. So, I mean,
Mhm.
if John Summit were to play hard techno, I would kind of want to see it out of curiosity,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
But he did play other genres, like he touched upon like some of trance, some of drum and bass, you know. So I don't know. In the matter of time, I guess.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know if you saw that video of like Anima playing
yeah.
like what was it, like hard techno or psytrance at some
Yeah.
rave though. So maybe, man, who knows?
He brought like Travis Scott on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
you saw
exactly,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
crazy.
That was
Mm.
Yeah, it's a cool blend, man. I love seeing stuff like
because
that.
like regardless of what type of music it is, it's like the music community, even if you're doing rap or like EDM music, it's all still music, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
mean, look at Rebecca Black spinning.
yeah.
Bro,
I mean,
Rebecca
she's
Black.
selling out shows. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that right now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But
Wait for that Friday remix.
yeah. She plays it. I'll tell you that.
Techno remix.
She'll play it. I'll tell you that.
Oh, shit.
I'm down.
The other topic I want to touch on right now in the surge of hard techno. I mean, it's huge right now in Europe. Right now,
Oh,
here
yeah.
in Toronto, it's massive too. But like slowly, I find that the hard techno acts that are being booked are also learning in the journey of their own hard techno careers. Is they are taking a lot of inspiration from hardstyle.
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like they'll like mix in like the 8-bar like trip, and it's like it changes the kick, and then it comes
Mhm.
back.
Yeah.
Goes to other stuff too. It's like, yeah, they definitely like that's where we see like the line's a little bit blurry, right? Sometimes they'll mix it in a little bit too, and like,
Yeah,
or
I
even
mean-
the inspiration of the production. You mean, right?
Yeah, because a lot of
Mhm.
people tend to say like this is like old school hard style, right?
Actually, I used to love hardstyle back in the day. That was my first genre, is jump style and hardstyle. I remember
Really?
dancing around the neighborhood with my buddy. It was like this Euro dance music like, back in like 2010 or something. And it was like, I used to actually love hardstyle.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was awesome.
It was always jump to it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were like super into it back then, but I remember we would always watch these videos of these guys shuffling to like hardstyle music, and they would look so
So cool, yeah.
clean. Like they were so good dancers. But yeah, we used to be really into that back in the day. Like I think originally I got into electronic music. My brother was just playing like I think the first stuff we got to do is my brother's playing Dead Mouse. It was going like, Hey Baby, Melly Fresh EP. I remember him playing that. I was trying to go
big
to sleep.
speakers in my room.
Yeah, with these big ass speakers. Couldn't go to sleep just listening to that stuff. But yeah, the other thing we got into way back then was hardstyle. So like Headhunters. I remember listening to like a ton of them. And like Hardwell, obviously. Showtech. Like I guess they seem like they made more like big room stuff. But it definitely seems like it's taking some inspiration from that, because I don't know if you guys were around for like, I remember when Indira Paganato came to the city for the band, like Electric Island,
I was
under
there,
the Bentway. Yeah, it was a sick set. I liked it. But like you notice towards the end, she's actually kind of playing just hardstyle tracks. And like they're obviously like she's speeding up to like 200 BPM or some shit. But like, yeah, you can definitely see the inspiration there, because some of those moments are just straight up hardstyle. And some of the old tracks that are coming out that are really big, like they'll like go nuts online. I'm like, damn, that is like verbatim, like the same vocal I heard in a hard style track from like 2010s era. And it still goes hard. So yeah, it seems like a kind of resurgence. I've heard a lot of people talk about how they think it's cyclical, like hard style ended up going like out of style eventually, and then they're kind of into like, I guess, slower stuff. And some people think that's what's going to happen today, and I guess we'll see, man. We really will, because right now the wave does not seem to stop.
Yeah, because when Lil Texas came to Toronto, right, nobody knew like why Lil Texas would come, and in the sense that it's the type of hard style that is what is that? A raw hard style kind of thing.
Is it even hard style? It's like it's like 200 BPM.
Yeah. But then the thing is that when I was in his set, it just felt like hard techno to me.
Yeah.
Right. The whole set. Yeah. It didn't have that element of like all the way down to the beat, or all 8 bars like that. So it just felt like a hard style rave to me. So then now after going to Little Texas, I went to like Holy Priest, I went to Phantasm, I went to all this Kara, and it just felt like the same to me.
Yeah.
And I also went to Vernip Arena this year at Amsterdam, and the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. slot, they all just sound the same.
I'm not gonna lie, man, that was the same thing. We went to Amsterdam last year, and like some of my like, I think I was at like a melodic techno event that night, because I had never seen an EMA. I wanted to go there, and like my brother and my boy Andrew had already seen him, so they went and stopped by the like Vernipt event for the night, and he was like, "Man, it just all sounded the same."
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I don't know,
certain stuff.
I definitely feel like, I don't know, at least for me, like my bar for hard techno is like so high, like having been like I guess a lot of electronic scene for a bit like longer. Like if I'm seeing someone like Holy Priest, I'm entertained. Like for him, like that's like the top of the game for me.
Yeah, seriously.
But if you're like kind of a bit more like middle tier in hard techno, I find that it can really be easy, where I'm just like, oh, I feel like I'm listening to the same track, I'm kind of bored.
Like versus ear fatigue kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but like versus with some other genres, like I don't know, like peak time techno or house or something, even if it's like a little bit more of a mid-tier artist, I'm not necessarily as bored or feeling like I'm hearing the same thing, even though it's not like, you know, as cream of the crop. But for hard techno, I feel like the bar is so high for me, it just has to be incredibly entertaining the whole time. Otherwise I just feel like I'm hearing the same, you know, big kick drum.
I feel like hard techno though, like because it's so fast, like it's from the producing end, like the faster you go, the harder it is to incorporate groove.
Yeah,
so that's kind of the problem too, right? Where it's like, you know, there's like banger sounds, but it's like when you get fast enough, like it's just hard, like, because if you do too much groove, then the sound just like cuts out kind of thing.
Well, I mean, the 240 label goes at 175, right? So I mean,
160,
170. I mean, that's around hard techno BPM too, right? So, but that has groove.
Yeah, it's probably just harder to do, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's like hard. Maybe it's like really hard to do producing.
That's why the genre, the sub-genre name changes. Instead of hard techno, it's a hard bounce or hard groove. Yeah.
Interesting.
The hard element is still there, but you don't get the techno element.
Yeah. Well, hard techno is the very much like kind of stereotypical of the thing where you hear the like bong bong bong, like
Yeah,
a different
yeah.
kick,
Yeah.
like a different kick, and then you're having like the
Yeah.
main drop, you know.
And
So
then
like,
it goes the
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you're not gonna hear the same stuff in like, I guess, like hard groove or hard bounce. So yeah, I definitely feel you on the distinction there.
And it's also kind of funny because some of the videos that I watch of like Lil Texas, they sample certain sounds, right? So like, oh, maybe a train track getting rumble.
That's cool, yeah.
And then he records it, turns it into a kick, and it just sounds the same as the previous kick that he produced. That's to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then like there's certain, because like the way he tuned up that particular sample, the same formula gets applied to all the other samples.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it feels like the same to me.
Similar processing, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I've met friends who went to DEF CON and they say they fell in love with hardstyle even more because you can hear the speaker is so good to the point that you can hear the different layers being applied to the samples that they produce. I mean, I don't know if whether I would go to DEF CON, but I've been pressured to go, so who knows, maybe my mind would change, because I don't really like the way how hard techno is going towards to hard style rather than being the more Nico Moreno type of hard techno and the Leanne Roberts kind of thing. Or even I'll throw in Sarah Landry too. Okay. Yeah. The whole psytrance and thing like that part right here. It's, for me, it's called proper hard techno. But anything that is touching the sound is straight up hard style now.
Yeah.
Because like I get turned off from it. But who knows? Maybe one day I'll go to DEF CON and that would change my mind. But that's just me going to hard techno events for 3 days, so I do not know whether I can do that. You know?
Yeah, no, I feel that, man. How do you guys feel about like those there are these kicks that I hear in hard techno sometimes where I'm like, it's not like the big hulking kicks, like you can hear it when they play like the big main part of a song where it's like, oh, it's a huge kick, man. But there are other times where they play this kick that feels like it doesn't have a lot of body to it, but it's just because it's a different kick, they'll just throw it in. I don't know. There's this like certain type of kick whenever I hear it in a techno song or a hard techno song, and then I'm like, oh shit, like they're not doing a drop fake out. This is actually the kick they chose for the drop, and I'm like, I don't really like this, man. Now the song's kind of ruined for me, because like it's okay if you're kind of doing the little kick fake out, but then when you actually you don't choose the like banging hard kick for the drop, I'm like, oh well, that's all you really come for with hard techno, right?
And then the next song is a different type of kick.
Yeah,
but it's the same tune without the body, without the groove. That to me is just like, I don't know. I have mixed opinion. I mean, I can fight anyone for it, but I have mixed opinion about it. But a lot of my friends still like that kind of hard techno. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely bringing a lot of people to the scene. So
I mean, it's good. It's good online, like because you see on reels, you watch that the drop is only like 20 seconds long, right? So
quick.
It just fits inside the short, and the attention span of people, you can just watch the whole thing and you're like, yeah, I want to go to this party, right? If you put like a house drop or a Afro house or whatever, right? It's gonna be long. Like,
it's just slower too, and like the attention span nowadays it's so short. Like even like going social media platforms like TikTok's like 1 or 2 seconds. Your hook has got to be good, and then Instagram's probably like 4 to 5. Even and then probably the slower genres they just can't capture it as well, right? It's like you have this crazy fast hard techno song with this like dubstep screech, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm down. Lots of engagement. I can see that.
That's also true. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I feel like the industrial and business techno is dying as well. It's because of that whole shift in that average BPM being faster.
People want more.
Yeah, people want more.
People want more. People don't want to sit.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and that's definitely good that we have something that's like more marketable, because like with the house and techno, it's slower. Like it's a lot harder to like bring random people in. Like random people will just see a hard techno drop and be like, that looks so lit. And like part of the reason I think because of that though is that like I see a lot of DJs, and this is great, like I respect them, like where they have like they have good curation, they have like good mixing talent, like their technical skills are good, but like the stage presence wise, like, you know, like they're not like really like that much stage present wise. Like they're not like vibing to the music that they're playing that much. And I feel like that makes a huge difference. Like I feel like part of the reason these hard techno raves go so crazy is like you watch these DJs at the front of the crowd and they're like, whoa, and they're like jumping right when the drop hits, going crazy, and people love seeing that. Like everybody goes
showmanship.
Everybody goes crazy around them. So like I feel like part of the reason that those like market so well is just because the DJs that are leading them are all like having this big stage presence. So I feel like some of those other genres could be more marketable if they're a little less focused on like, you know, let me look cool, like just chilling, and actually being like, yo, I'm super into this, man.
But like that's like the sort of like the booth culture.
It is.
That's the booth culture, the slow stuff, and like you're kind of standing around, vibing, drinking.
It
like,
is.
That's the booth culture, right?
No, man, you're right. But it's like a good example where you're saying like kind of the industrial business techno are dying. Like at least when I'm doing like when I was doing the subway rave, I'm playing like when I'm playing like IO, that's like that same like, you know, 132 BPM, but it's got like the lyrical vocals. And like with those, I'm trying really hard to like be really into it and like get other people be into it. And then like people are really vibing to it, you know? But like I feel like it has to be like you don't have that booth culture, man. Like you're actually really trying to draw people in and have it be like kind of collaborative event where you look like you're having a really fun time and everybody else is kind of vibing with it. Because I mean, for me, I don't really like that booth culture. Like if I go to a club and the main center of the dance floor is covered in booths, I'm like, bro, this is not a club for me. Like,
have you been to Solana?
I haven't.
Solana is pretty much all booth.
Yeah, dude, that is like just a red flag for me. Like at a place, whenever I've like gone to a venue and like scoping it out for an event, it's just like when I see that, I'm like, I can never book an event here.
There's nowhere to dance or stand, right?
Yeah, it's like you're taking up so much of the dance floor with these booths. Yeah, and like I know I get you guys like make money off the booths, but like man, I need a dance floor because like at a rave, like I want it to be all about like the community being together. Like I love being at raves and like meeting new people. That's literally how I met Benny. Like, and it's because like I was not standing in a booth. You know?
Well, you're standing in the ticketing booth. What are you talking about?
That is a cool way though. Like I know my brother kind of got on me a bit about that at the Holy Priest event because it was a super big grind. But like it is pretty cool when you like just run the doors for your own event. And you see every single person that comes in, and you're like, hey man. And like the funny thing about that is I'll actually wear like this IO shirt out to events a lot. And like that night, I would just count how many people would be like,
would notice.
Yeah, we'll notice because man, like this guy's been dead 5 years, so like a lot of people in the scene don't even know who this guy is anymore. But it's always really cool because everybody that does is still really like die hard. So it's cool whenever people come up to me. I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to you as long as you want.
I think one thing that the rave community does really well is have nice shirts. Like when someone has a nice shirt,
they respect it.
Yeah, they really do. Like
they give you daps for sure.
Oh my god, yeah. This other shirt that has been a mainstay for us this season. That I think while we're at the first day for the Subway Rave. And maybe my brother did the second day is just this like Halo 3 cutoff. That's got this like the Halo 3 legendary logo on the back. Man, people love that. Like we'll wear that to raves, and I'll wear this little like energy sword chain. And like people love coming up to talk to you about that. Like so many people know it. So like whenever I go to raves, I feel like that is something that I really love seeing people and like connecting with people in that way. Like you wear this shirt, you wear this memorable stuff, and they come up to you for that reason. Like even when I actually went to Stereo for like my first time this year, and like I wore the same like Halo chain there, and the bouncer was like, oh, nice chain, man, like I love Halo. And like my standard like go-to points for that is always like, you know, what's your favorite Halo, man? Like what did you used to play and stuff like that. So that's like really cool, you connect from that. But like going off in a bit of a tangent, man, going to Stereo is super cool. I love that club. I feel like everybody always goes there and they're like, damn, it's so dope. But like, yeah, man, I can't say I've been there and had like that. I haven't really seen like them having any like hard techno events there. Like when I went there, I think they had like some Engine a Deep artists going like all night long. But it was just really cool coming in at like 12. And like I was coming in with my buddy who had never been there, no idea what to expect. And like I kind of knew it had this legendary reputation. And then he was like, oh man, it looks kind of dead. Like and we're just chilling on the dance floor. We're like, oh, the lighting's cool, you know, we're kind of vibing. And then like by 3 or 4, we're like, oh shit, dude, it's bumping.
Yeah, it's a big
like,
after hours.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like really it peaks
Yeah.
around then, which is like, bro, what spot in Toronto peaks around 3 to 4? Like, I don't really feel like I don't really see our afters peaking at that time, right? Or maybe I don't spend enough time in the
Yeah,
afters, but
I don't spend enough time in
Yeah,
afters to tell
yeah.
you that information.
I mean, you could say that Nico Moreno CZ night was peaking at
yeah,
5
okay,
a.m.
okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Depends what you bring, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, man, the thing about stereo I love is just like, yeah, the sound system is super dope, and the lighting there is so cool. They got these like disco balls and these like eyes in the corner.
Yeah.
And like when you go to get, I think because it used to be a
Cool
movie
production.
theater, they got like springs in the floors. And like when you go up to the bar, it's like there's just like this overlook. And like obviously they got the no phones, no videos and stuff like that. Like all that, just a sick vibe, man. Like I was doing that, and the buddy I was with was like, oh man, I really want to do system with you. Like, and I was like, yeah, dude, absolutely. I'm happy to have you on board. But like that type of shit is like really easy to like kind of feel like, oh, this is a dream, man. Like there being that, I was like one of the end goals I have for system is like that type of club, having that in like Toronto, where it's like for they're like around like 800 cap, like they're bigger than Coda. And they're having that like really nice setup with those high walls and the great lighting and all that. Like I would love to like one day we get enough money where we can like open up like a new space in Toronto, and like ideally something downtown, man, because like we need like more venues in the city. So that's like the kind of the end goal for us system is eventually we open a club called System. And you know, I literally told someone about this after someone from the subway rave things commented on us and was like, oh man, are you guys affiliated with a System soundbar? And we're like, what's that?
Wow.
And it's like this old club in Toronto that used to be open called System Soundbar that was like 1100 cap. And I was like searching up why they're closed. Their owners were like, yeah, we like felt like we accomplished our mission or whatever. And I was like, damn, like it would be so cool to kind of revive that like club in Toronto. So
And what did they respond?
they honestly haven't said anything. The person that said it to me like on the comment was like, oh, that's really cool, man. Like I hope you guys can do it. The owners, I would love to like kind of just reach out to them and see, be like, oh, I want to bring it back. But I have no doubt that if they closed it for some reason, I doubt they're reviving it like 10, 15 years later with some randoms. You know, it's probably way harder like money wise to run it than
Especially
it was
now,
back
too.
then.
Things are really expensive now, I feel like.
I feel like Toronto used to be a bigger entertainment hub back then.
So vibrant back then. There's so many like bars and stuff. You just talk to like people
it's
that
just so
used to go out.
expensive today. And that's just the problem, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, it's pricey.
So what's coming up with you guys in terms of events?
Oh yeah, so like after the Subway stuff, man, it's kind of been like a crazy grind. Cause like after the Subway, I was like, man, we're gonna get the most attention now. Like if we're ever gonna announce some like solo events, like now's the time. So like immediately after the Subway, it was just like I'm obviously doing better now, but like I was just like so like just working on system stuff like all the time. Like I'd be like before bed, I'm working on system stuff. In the morning, I'm working on system stuff. When I'm on breaks at work, I'm working on system stuff. I'm getting off, I'm working on system stuff. It was just like that because I was feeling super motivated, especially after all the success of the Subway stuff.
Yeah.
So after that, we announced a couple shows that were my brother's curation, like more bass house, because I've been kind of like taking the lead on all the techno stuff for all the stuff we've done so far. So yeah, there's a couple artists there. Yeah, bro, why don't you talk about those? All your curation.
Yeah, so like mostly we've been like going with the techno stuff. We've been starting with Devin's, but now that we're at my curation, like I picked these two guys. Like I've been playing their music out for so long. Like I just always love their productions. And like the first Friday night we're doing Pretense. So he's like really a rising star right now. He's getting a shout out from like a lot of other like big industry DJs, and like he just had his first set of Shambhala recently, and like I was watching the videos and like crowd was going nuts. I always wanted to like following the system brand is to bring these guys have their debut in Toronto, and it's like I know these guys' music, it's fire. So I was like, we really want to bring them out, so we're bringing the Pretense out on the Friday, and then we got Fetish on Saturday. He's got some viral music.
This Friday, Saturday?
Oh, sorry, it's September 26th, 27th.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Pretense we're gonna do at Geary Warehouse, and then
Which Gary Warehouse?
What's
I
that
mean,
one?
there was
It's
like,
like 207 Geary, I think. It's like, Geary Avenue Warehouse
Yeah,
Project is where
yeah.
it's online. Usually, I've actually only been to the one venue on Geary.
there's so many events on Gary. So
Facts, yeah,
true.
my bad.
Oh yeah, and then so we have Fetish on the Saturday. We're gonna do Nomad, and he said some like viral music, like his Come Check This song, like it was using like sports, like Sports Center, like Lady Gaga, Kim K, using it on like TikToks and stuff. Like he definitely has like a pretty good catalog. Like I've told people about that, and they're like, oh, like it's pretty exciting. Like I see even some like more mainstream people. So like I figured like it'll probably be some good pull and good interest for those events. Really excited to have them, and like it's gonna be awesome bringing like these acts to the city. You know,
Yeah.
who, like they deserve
It's-
to come,
yeah.
but it's like nobody's taking a chance on them.
it's
We're like,
it's a new name.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
It's not
yeah.
AC Slater. It's
Exactly,
not
like,
Dr.
yeah.
Fresh.
like the guys who are super established who are still
Yeah.
really good, but it's like you just it's good to spice up the scene, right?
Yeah, of
It's good
course.
giving back to the
always.
community in that way.
I mean, we have seen Marcus Schultz 3 million times. We have
Exactly.
seen Cosmic Gate.
So many repeat names, yeah.
3
It's
million
like-
times. So, I mean, a good. But the only downside about like bringing new faces is that nobody knows.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
for sure.
I mean, like for
sure.
example, like tonight, Pegasus, right?
Yeah.
Only people who listen to Pegasus knows that they're very excited for this event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, everyone's like, "Who the fuck is Pegasus?" like,
Facts.
bro, Pegasus is like the guy, you know. But like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. Some of the stuff that's exciting though is like at least for Pretense, like I think that's a good pick. Because like he's been getting a lot of support from like people in the industry. Like
I've
his
heard
latest
Fetish
song, like
before.
oh nice, bro.
Yeah.
Good to know about that. Yeah, he's got like kind of the more mainstream pull of it, but I
Mhm.
think Pretense is kind of more like a little bit more bassy, I would say.
Yeah,
Like we're
like-
kind of going after the bass heads a bit there, but it's been nice. Like his latest track that he released on Rez's label, it's kind of like a psytrance
Yeah,
song
yeah.
almost, and that one's got like a bunch of attention from
Oh, yeah.
I Hate Models and like
Mhm.
Sarah Landry and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. Them like
Yeah.
downloading it, and that's been great
It's
content
doing
for
really
him.
well too.
So it's cool. Like he's kind of riding the wave. He like just like played a show in like Vancouver. He's trying to like go around Canada and really make like Canada his thing.
Yeah, he just moved here from Australia, so like he's really taking a stab at it because like Australia, like it's just so I think it's so isolated too. Like, and then just like the traveling, I really always hear that with like the guys who try to do touring DJ out there is like the travel is just so expensive and like the time. It's like it's like I don't know how many hours. It's like I think it's over
like,
12 hours.
Yeah, it's long. It's long. It's like literally outside, like
Yeah.
across the world in this island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure they have a scene there, but like it's probably not going to be as powerful as
They
North America. right?
love hardstyle there, right? They love
Sure, yeah.
hardstyle
Yeah,
and
Vancouver.
DnB there, right?
Yeah, I think
DnB?
DnB. I think
DnB and hardstyle. I
think,
think that's unless that's UK, but anyways, that's not the point. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I think you're right.
actually before you sorry to cut you off.
no worries.
So for that Pretense show, we're actually gonna try and market it in such a way like it's kind of like it's not really dubstep, but like it's bassy. So what we're gonna try and market it as there's Slander playing at what was it at Rebel that
Budweiser
night?
stage.
Budweiser, sorry, and
Yeah.
then like so honestly like all those guys who like that Slander like they'd probably heavily fuck with Pretense. So
Yeah,
like, we're gonna try
well,
and market that
yeah,
in
I'm
that
gonna
way.
try to market that as a AP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even if we can just get a slice of that, like
yeah.
when you're looking for something basic, because like Budweiser ends at like 11.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. Yeah.
Like,
But it's a track though, from Budweiser to Nomad.
or yeah,
or
it's a
it'd be-
Gary.
Gary, yeah,
It
that's
is
even more of a track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're right.
But the tickets are cheap, so come on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's fair. That's fair.
Dude, continue the party, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so one more question before we end out this this episode.
Yeah.
I have that Holy Priest night where Demos and Phobos played a track where it's half bass, half like dubstep, and then the drop is hard techno, right? But do you find that in hard techno and dubstep has a very similar synergy that they can actually mesh together?
I feel like the leads and the stabs more so, like it's more a little bit more screechy in that way, but
The drops are pretty similar.
Yeah.
just slower. Or I guess dubstep is a lot slower, but
I feel like people really liked that when
Yeah.
they played it.
Yeah.
I still like it
I-
though. Yeah,
I feel like there's actually a crossover there where there isn't between a lot of genres.
that's
like
true. Actually,
hard
yeah.
techno and dubstep. I
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
feel like you can bring.
Those bass
um,
heads, that community is so strong, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
strong, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Like North
Yeah.
America,
Yeah.
like they're like diehard, like dubstep people. like
Yeah.
they'll go. Like
They'll
they're not
go,
gonna
yeah.
like not go. They're like, oh man, another bass show. Like, man, I want to headbang, break my neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's so true.
Because I also find that like in bass shows right now, I find it a lot more enjoyable when the set is kind of split between like a bass with some DnB and then some just like techno beats just banging.
It's
like
kind
that.
of cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of cool
Mhm.
because like it kind of takes you a break from headbanging because like we're all getting old and like
Yeah.
it's not as viable anymore. But like having that mix, like I mean, we talked about it earlier by having like some creativity into the scene and whatnot actually sparks a lot of joy. And one of the big noticeable change is when like Excision or whatnot plays DnB into their sets normally, and I find that very much enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good to have them switch it up like that. Yeah, I guess I honestly don't know too much about like the bass scene, so I'm not really like I have a whole friend group that's going to like Lost Lands and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but like it's not really my my bag as much. But I could definitely see how it's good switching it up there, like you're not headbanging all the time. And yeah, I think it's cool crossing over from like dubstep and hard techno like that. Yeah,
But you do agree that the Demos and Phobos track, it was a hitter.
dude, I think it was a hitter. People
Yeah.
liked that at the
Oh,
event. I thought that was a good choice. Like, and it was interesting that they
Off the crowd from EI
Mhm.
too, or like
Yeah.
everyone was, but
I don't
everyone
know-
went to.
I don't even know if a lot of them were EI people. They just came for
Yeah.
like
there
the
were a
hard
good
techno.
amount.
There's
Like,
probably
you
a
could see
decent
the
amount for
wristbands.
sure. but-
Someone came from like was it Millennium or something?
Uh,
The EI last act closer was Emil Lenz
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
True.
for that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Was there something at History?
There was nothing at History. The Alinium was playing the two days on the
Okay.
weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of what else we have going on, I'm definitely lining up a lot more techno events, especially after we've done these. Not all of them are announced yet, but there's one that we're going to be partnering with. I was talking about recently, like for like Charlie Sparks.
Oh yeah.
So that
that
one
one's gonna be
I'm
sick.
excited about
That's
that.
first
It's a
time he's
debut.
here.
Yeah, it's a debut,
Yeah,
bro. So like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like proper like
Yeah.
system stuff where we're like that's what we want to be a part of. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy we're like gonna end up being a part of that one. Yeah, and
I haven't seen his stuff in a while actually.
I
Sparks
haven't,
is good.
but like, bro,
But
his
it's the fire. so.
yeah, like, dude, those like looking him up in like my kind of like playlist for like electronic music. There's so many
Yeah.
like songs
Like,
by him that like
Welcome
I
to
really-
London.
Yeah, like Welcome to London, bro.
Yeah, that one
like,
slaps for
dude,
sure.
like that in a warehouse is going
Yeah, it's
to
gonna go.
slap,
Yeah.
bro. Like hearing that, like Welcome to London, yeah, mug. Like
Yeah.
I'll go nuts to
Go
that. So
crazy, yeah.
That's
yeah,
gonna be a
that's
good one.
cool. And like, yeah, it's a big thing for System is like, I really want to be a part of like debuts, even if it's like more
Yeah.
of like risky for us. Like, I feel like those are really cool. So yeah, I'm really happy to be a part of that. And even for now, I'm like
So
kind of
you're doing it with Takeover 6, right?
yeah. And I think it's gonna be like Tribunal and Electric Escape as well, partnering
Okay.
on it.
Yeah,
We're all gonna be equal partners there, which is great. Yeah, love those guys. Yeah, this has been like a cool year for us. Like I guess like after doing all like the Subway stuff too, we're like really like now's kind of the time for where we can do like a bit more like try to sell some like solo events off like the hype of that, and then like doing more partnerships, trying to reach out to more people in the city and be like we would love to work together. And even like for me, I guess as like a DJ and producer, like I've kind of like finally felt like especially as a DJ this year, I've been like, okay, I've been done enough like polishing. I'm like actually like ready to be like playing gigs and having it go well, which has like been great this year. Like so yeah, for that whole project, like my DJ name is like Kill 91, which sounds like super intense, but it's actually like I was telling you, my whole inspiration for it is like IO with like the programming stuff. Like it's actually a programming commands where like
Oh yeah.
if you type kill and then like 91 of the flags on like any like computer, like a MacBook or like a Linux server, it'll like shut down all the programs on it. Like so I've actually used it before. So yeah, that's kind of the whole inspiration behind that there. But yeah, man, I'm really like something I've been telling a lot of people in the scene now when they see me out is I'm like, bro, now I am like all in. Like especially for 2026, man. I'm gonna be working hard for those. Like we're gonna line up lots of events, especially for the coming summer. like it's going to be all the chips on the table, because it's great. Like my boy Andrew's not here, but like he's also like I'll definitely end up throwing some house events that are kind of his curation. But we like have another guy that works with us that's like doesn't really care to be part more of like some of the curation side of things, but he kind of believes in like long term like it being a business. So like yeah, there's definitely a lot of like kind of fuel we can have for the fire there. So yeah, hopefully you're seeing going to be seeing a lot more of system in the coming year, man.
yeah,
That's
I'm
the
excited.
goal.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to plug your Instagrams in real quick for the audience?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, our like overall Instagram is just System Toronto. It's like super easy. Mine is like Kill91, but there's like a underscore between the like Kill and the 9 and the 9 and the 1, and then Erol's I think is like Mando, right?
Yeah, Mando with a couple underscores and then a 0.
How many underscores?
2 underscores. I tried one, it was taken. It looks cooler with the double underscore.
Yeah.
You got to put a 0 to be original too,
yeah.
you know?
We're
There's
gonna
a
plug
lot of
it in.
Mandos
We're
out
gonna
here.
plug it in.
Yeah, we're
Exactly.
gonna plug it in.
Respect.
Yeah, but I mean, one of the things that like I love to do for us too is like just being in the scene, man. Like
Yeah.
if you go to an event, like
Yeah.
you will see me and my brother.
We really
at
are the
events.
club demons, bro.
Yeah.
We're there. Like we're the open to close guys. Like, wow, you're still here? We're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah, like I've met a lot of people, especially this summer, just
100%.
going out to events a lot, because like that's where I feel like you really get like connection with the scene here, is when you're like actually at the events, just meeting people at raves.
Yeah.
Or like a
Because
kinda
you also never
connected
know who you're
community.
gonna meet.
Yeah, you never do. I'm always meeting new people, but then you see old people as well. And like
Yeah.
that is such a vibe, man. So yeah, I really want to continue doing that. It is a bit like much doing it every weekend. I think I've maybe overdone it a bit this summer, like going every single weekend. Like this weekend of like, I'm actually not going to go to an event every day, which is like the first for me in the summer. I'm not going to lie. But still being out at the events, I feel like it means a lot, and just being there and like being a vibe and like the crowd, like being into it, you know, not doing the kind of like just the deep house head bob the whole time, like actually like moving and dancing and being into it. So yeah, it's something I really want to be doing, like just being present in the community. I think that's also cool. Like when you're running events, people can just come meet you. And then like I've even done that with people, like when we were doing the T78 event with like Tribunal, I was there and I was wearing the same shirt. And like I would just be in the crowd talking to people because they would recognize it, and I would just be chatting them about IO, like, you know, what's your favorite IO song and stuff like that. And I'd be like, yeah, actually, we're part of the guys that run the event, which I think is like really cool to have that like personal connection with people. Like even they come to your events, they'll literally meet you. So that's something I really want to keep going.
That's the power of like networking, man. It's like you actually have to go out to the club events. Like there's really like no other way. Like if there's any like up and coming DJs and producers, like you really got to go out there and like show face. Like that really is the road. Like
yeah, same with us too.
It's good too, because like it's like when you go to events, you get good music too, and you enjoy the night. It's not just purely
of course
just like a corporate room where it's like just a couple of people just trying to network, right? You're trying to have fun as well.
You got to be subtle with your networking. You know,
Yeah.
you don't be too ASCII. You just make friends. You know, that's the most important thing.
I mean, that's how I racked up like almost 70 plus raves this year alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Respect. Bro. You're on the grind, dog.
Grind to go to raves, or grind to go network. Gray line right there.
Yeah, there is. It's cool supporting some locals sometimes, though. Like we definitely got some favorite locals in the scene, especially for techno. Like some of them I mentioned earlier, like Pedro, Astra. I really fuck with those guys. There's this other newer, smaller guy that I know that I really fuck with as well, Luca Malcos. So it's also great like being out in the scene. Sometimes I find a new local that I fuck with, which is really cool, because like that is dope. Like I love supporting like Toronto talent, you know. Like one thing I want to do in the like city is like no matter how large things get, it's always going to be like the focus is Toronto. Like if you really succeed, it's going to be like Toronto is what gets lifted up.
That good curation, right?
I mean, we do get a lot of good artists right now, even like Zorza.
Oh
yeah, Zorza's
yeah.
Exactly.
Actually, there's actually some awesome like people that came from
Zorza.
here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome.
Yeah, for real. So we're blessed with that. But yeah, man, just to want to kind of lift Toronto up, you know, like because a lot of those things, even when they do like get bigger, I mean, like it's easy to be like, let me go to like America or Europe and like I'll make more money doing more shows. But I don't know. It's cool having the like, you know, the loyalty to the hometown.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Yeah, Yes. So I think that's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Give these guys a follow, System Toronto. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button where our goal is 1,000 subs on YouTube. So please help us get to that goal. And if you want to leave a comment, anything we talked about on this episode, we'll be more than happy to answer. If you are traveling, we have a affiliate code with Erol for 15% off over $10. That's a BnB Hertz 15. And we also have here's that'll be in the description. Everything will be in the description until the next episode. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.
Yeah.